Are you sure you're alive?
I just took a sip of my monster, so I'm as alive as I'll ever be.
You drink Monster? That's disgusting, bro.
I have an entire wall behind me of monster. Well, not just monster.
And this is where I just hang up real quick. It's fine. I'll forgive you. It's okay.
98 monsters, and then the rest of it is different stuff. There's 143 things there in that wall.
I keep forgetting you're younger.
Hey, I'm almost a legal adult.
Almost. What's the legal adult age in America?
18.
Fair. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tiger Nexus podcast. This is your host, butting in real quick. Before you start, I just want to quickly explain today's episode real quick. Today, I'm joined once again by Cosplayson637. We have interviewed him once before on a previous episode, so after listening to this, make sure you go check out that episode as well. So, Cosplayson, or Xander, comes back on this episode to talk about Naruto, the anime. We both adore this anime. It's one of our favorites. It's absolutely fantastic. So, that being said, we are only talking about the first one. Now, of course, with Naruto, there's Naruto Shippuden, and then the Boruto series. We're only talking about Naruto. We do mention Shippuden once or twice, but it's mostly around Naruto. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy, and on with the episode.
Welcome to the Tiger Nexus Podcast, a place where you'll find interviews with content creators and geeks alike. Your host, Ty Tiger, has delved upon the Nexus and found interesting content creators and geeks of all fandoms. This podcast is connected to the Zero Hero Network. And now, we dive in with another episode!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tiger Nexus podcast. Today's episode is another Geek Fest, one that I've actually been looking forward to because we finally get to dive into my favorite anime, which I know some people, air quote, cosplay dude, doesn't like the fact that this is my favorite anime, but it is. We finally get to talk about Naruto. We're talking about just Naruto, though, this time around, because we believe that Shippuden and Boruto kind of deserve their own podcast episode in general, but I am with a guest who actually has been interviewed before, so he is returning. This is Cosplayson, aka Xander. Hello, bro, how are you?
Tired, but hopefully I'll be awake soon with Monster.
Fair enough. So Naruto, it's like one of the best animes. I don't care what anyone says, and I stand on that hill.
I mean, I ain't gonna argue with you. It is one of the best.
Do you have like an anime that's like better than Naruto for you? Or is Naruto like your favorite?
That's kind of hard. Because Naruto was my first anime that I watched. Technically, like, on my own first anime I watched. But, well, my top three are Naruto, Gurren Lagann, and then there's a spot open at the moment.
Fair enough. I say Naruto's my top one, and I think it's followed by Death Note, Akame ga Kill, and then I can never put these in order, but Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Blue Exorcist. I can never pick which one goes next. And when it comes to watching anime, if you don't count things like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, that sort of stuff, the things that got Americanized, I think Naruto was one of the first actual animes I watched.
Yeah. I mean, the first actual anime I watched was Sailor Moon. Because of my dad.
Wow, shocker. I would never have guessed. Sorry, I just know your dad. That's why I made that joke. I just know your father very well. I knew for a fact you'd say that.
I'm gonna say you're his Parabatai. Of course you know him well.
Yes. You know, yeah, my brother got me into Naruto. I was always story writing and stuff, and I had an idea at one time. My brother was like, "Hey, that kind of sounds like this anime. I think you need to watch." And at the time that I started watching it, not all of it was dubbed yet. I think only like the first 100 episodes were dubbed, and I got through the first 100 episodes pretty darn quick. So I had to sit and just wait because, funny enough, literally earlier today, me and your dad actually had this conversation of watching things in dubbed or subbed, and I can watch subbed. It's just I don't like watching things in sub. I lose enjoyment
Yeah.
from it. So like I had to wait.
I can, but I can't watch sub because I can. I. It's weird because like my reading ability is pretty fast, but like you put an entire paragraph on the screen for me to read in a few minutes, and I'm gonna have to be like, okay, yeah, let's rewind that, pause it, read the entire paragraph.
Well, I find with Naruto as well, it's kind of hard to do because obviously in Naruto there's a lot of explanation, isn't there? Like, we've got this whole world that's been planned out for us, and characters like Kakashi and Tsunade and Jiraiya and all them characters, Iruka, they all kind of like explain stuff, jutsus, how chakra nature works, and all this jazz. And like you're either gonna be watching a really cool fight scene about to play out, or you're reading the subtitles. It's one of the two, and
Yeah,
if it's in English, it's just easier to understand what's going on, explain how everything works, and also watch the cool fight scene at the same time.
yeah.
You know. So are you a uh filler episode watcher, or did you miss the filler episodes in Naruto?
Are we talking about the first time I watched it or like the 50th time?
Anytime, just have you watched the filler episodes?
First time I watched it, I was like, okay, cool. Again, first anime. I don't know what this is. It's very boring, but I'm gonna sit here and watch it because it seems cool and everything. But then, after a few times, I was just like, huh, so that's a filler episode. Yeah, I'm gonna go over that. I don't want to watch it.
See, I make this argument where I again stand on this hill. Naruto doesn't have filler episodes in the sense of how most animes have filler episodes, because
Let's say it kind of.
Naruto, the whole concept of Naruto, like not I'm not talking about the character, I'm talking about the world it's built, is ninjas have missions and ninjas have to go off and do stuff. And a lot of the time, the air quote filler episodes is Naruto going on missions with other people. It's not his own team, or you see his team bonding in a way and stuff like this. And if you watch all of Naruto from beginning to end, including the filler episodes, you do actually get more appreciation of certain plot points, like when Naruto chases after Sasuke leaves the village, and afterwards when Naruto's lost against Sasuke's gone, and now Naruto doesn't really have a team as much, so he joins up with other team members and stuff like this. You really get more of an appreciation for him. And also in the beginning, when there isn't much plot exactly going on as of yet. It takes a good couple episodes to get into, heavy hitting. We have like one good arc, which is Zabuza's arc, and then it kind of like, you got a couple like, just episodes that are there. It kind of gives you a bit of like character building, you understand the characters a bit more. There's also things like, Sakura may be annoying to some people, but I just love that girl. I think she's great. We understand her a bit more in the air quote filler episodes. Eh?
I have a very much love-hate relationship with Sakura.
Define love-hate relationship with Sakura.
I like her for the fact of girl boss, you do you. But at the same time, I find her pretty annoying because, like, okay, you're this chick that is obsessed with a guy, and you could be doing a lot more with the amount of strength and stuff you have, but you're just sitting here staring at a guy.
So the way that because I understand why people don't like Sakura, but the way that I word it is this: Naruto Sakura is a pain in the ass. I understand why people don't like her. Naruto Shippuden Sakura is a little bit better. The ass end of Naruto Shippuden, like the final arcs of Naruto Shippuden, she's just like the boss. I don't care what anyone says. She literally has earned her stripes. She's such a fucking badass in the end of Shippuden, and she sadly we don't see a lot of her training or anything like that. Which I think is the problem, because in obviously we're just talking about Naruto, but in just Naruto, we see Naruto learn how to walk on water, stick to trees. We see him learn how to do summoning, Rasengan, and all this stuff, and then we see Sasuke learn how to use his Sharingan better. He learned Chidori. Both of them parallel each other quite well. And then there's just Sakura.
All right, real quick. I have something I need you to settle. It's a debate between me and my father.
Oh God.
Does Naruto, at one point in time, learn to be able to just make the Rasengan without having to have shadow clones?
Okay, so let's see.
I don't think it's in Naruto, but I think it's in Shippuden that he is able to do this. But my dad full on no, he's always needed shadow clones, and he'll always need shadow clones.
Okay, right, no, hang on. Okay, so all of throughout Naruto, he needs the shadow clones. In Naruto Shippuden, he needs the shadow clones, especially when the Rasen Shuriken comes into the mix. When he learns to use Sage Mode, again, he still uses shadow clones because he uses the nature chakra, and it's like nothing to him anymore. And then when he gets the Kurama cloak, yes, he still has a shadow clone. Especially when he's now got when he's sixth path Kurama cloak, he doesn't use a shadow clone, but he does have a Kurama hand doing it. So in a sense, yes, he still uses shadow clones. In a way, it may not always be his shadow clones, but he does have something implementing his Rasengan.
Okay, I could have sworn. I might be thinking of Boruto because I see a lot of clips of Boruto and stuff on TikTok.
In Boruto, Naruto goes from a complete one-hit absolute champion to God mode. So maybe you're thinking that, yeah, maybe. But in Naruto Shippuden, it's not always his clones. When he gets his sixth path Kurama cloak, he doesn't need his clones anymore. He just uses Kurama, basically. The Kurama cloak does it as well. Has an extra hand that comes out of it. But yeah, he does need. But the creator of Naruto has even said that maybe he doesn't need his clones or Kurama. Maybe it's just a case of he's just used to having the additional thing because it uses less of his chakra that way. Which, as we're talking about Naruto, can we just mention how okay, he may be a dimwit a lot of the time, but that kid is smart, man.
He is.
The way that he came up with having to learn Rasengan was absolutely genius, and I love that whole little arc going on. The introduction to Tsunade is awesome. I love her. She's absolutely fucking what a badass. I've always loved Jiraiya, and you've got this whole point of, hey, I'm gonna learn it, and then Tsunade's like, no, you're not. Just shut up, kid. You're not gonna learn it. You have to rotate chakra in your hand, and obviously that he practices with a water balloon. And he's like, you're not gonna learn it. And then obviously he comes up with this idea of using the shadow clone, which has been his ability, ever since he read the illegal scroll, the scroll that has jutsus on it.
I was about to say that's the first. That's the first instance of him being smart. Is he learned how to do shadow clone jutsu from the Forbidden Scroll within maybe 2 hours of the actual timeline wise. Might have been a minute or so, maybe longer. I don't fully remember how long Naruto episodes can be.
So just to clarify, he knows how to use shadow clone. It's multi-shadow clone he learns how to do. That's the illegal move, because there were obviously ninjas who are able to do multi-shadow clone.
In 2 hours.
Yeah, he learned that stupidly quick.
And then there's also the fact that he came up with his own damn jutsu.
Well, it's like, I know sexy jutsu's a bit dumb, but even that's got some clever thinking to it if you think about it, because he's using transformation as, because transformation is used for stealth, it's used for trickery, it's used to get out of a jam real quick, blah, blah, blah. And okay, yeah, sexy jutsu is a dumbass move, and just to explain what sexy jutsu is, for those who haven't listened to watched Naruto, it's basically he turns himself into a sexy girl. He makes himself look like a hot chick. Which is a dumb move. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Everything. So it's PG.
Yeah. It's so stupid, but it's clever in the sense of, he does actually use it sometimes in clever ways. But yeah,
I mean, it's also
gone.
It's also just the fact that he was able to create it on his own. He is the one that made that jutsu.
Yeah.
And then he also teaches it to what's his name?
Konohamaru.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I've had conversations with your dad about, right? Because obviously I have Naruto stories on Tiger Tales and I'm working on more. I said to him that I'm gonna call one of my stories, I'll put Konoha in the title, which is the name of the village in Japanese. And he was like, isn't that Naruto's friend? I was like, no, that's Konohamaru, dude.
Konohamaru, his rival / apprentice.
Yeah, it's he sees him as an apprentice, Konohamaru sees him as a rival. So obviously the first arc is Zabuza's arc, which my first time experiencing the whole Zabuza storyline, I was hooked from the get-go. When he first appears on screen and he stood there with this big-ass sword and he's just stood there and he's looking all menacing, I was like, holy shit, this is gonna get good.
I mean, I was hooked almost instantly with him just sitting on that tree branch.
Yep.
Balancing on that tree branch. That looks like it would break instantly if anyone normally would stand on a tree branch like that.
But in the world of Naruto, they can step on anything.
So let's say use chakra. They can walk up a flat wall with chakra.
Yep.
Kakashi can do it with broken limbs. And again, that's also just Kakashi for you.
I also love the fact that Haku keeps being mistaken as a girl, but it's not the first time that happens, because in one of the littler arcs for Naruto after Sasuke leaves, he teams up, I want to say, with Shikamaru and his team. I want to say Shikamaru's team, and he meets another boy who literally he thinks is a girl at first. That happens twice to him. But I just love the fact that he keeps thinking Haku's a girl, which thinking about it, it's actually strange how much they implement in the first couple arcs, because Geki Genkai was literally in the first arc, and Geki Genkais aren't really a thing. Like, they're used, but like everyone keeps like, I've had conversations with people and they're like, oh well, Geki Genkai wasn't a thing till Shippuden. I went, Haku? The whole ice mirror thing is his Geki Genkai.
Yeah.
Although
I was like fully heartbroken when Zabuza literally was just like, fuck you, Hockey. Or Haku, whatever the heck your name is. Just fuck you, I don't care. I was heartbroken.
See, I was also heartbroken, but I also absolutely loved the way Zabuza dies. His redemption.
Yeah.
Can I just say, though, I think it's mad. He takes down all of those mob dudes with a kunai in his mouth.
Yeah.
Because his arms are broke. I just think that's bananas. What is your favorite arc in Naruto?
I don't even know. There's too many to count. There's like way too many to count on which one would be my favorite.
I think it ties between the Chunin exam and Sasuke leaving. I think they're the two biggest arcs in Naruto, and I think they're really fucking good.
I mean, for me, Sasuke leaving is one of my favorites, but I would have to say it would be his going to get Sasuke and the Chunin exams. So those are like my two favorites that I can think of at the moment.
Yeah, I just love the whole, with the tuning exams, it's the tuning exams. You're watching a bunch of kids do different tasks and stuff. You get to see some of their skills be used a bit more. I absolutely love the first set of fights, which by the way is the moment I fell in love with Rock Lee was the tuning exam against Gaara. Holy fuck, that scene where he drops the plates was so fucking good. But I keep seeing shorts of like on YouTube and TikTok of just that scene, and I get chills every single time. Where he's like, "Hey, I need to do this," and my guy gives him the all clear. He goes up to that statue, and everyone's like, "Hey, what's he doing?" Picks up ankle weights. Oh, what are they? That's not gonna make him any fast. Drops them. Massive explosion. Ah, shit.
No, so I was watching this in the living room. My older brother was with me. We both had the same reaction of, "That's not gonna do much for him. They're just ankle guards. That's not gonna do much for him." He drops them. My older brother's just like, "Holy shit! He pulled a Goku."
Yeah, legit, innit? But it's also the case of he hits Gaara, which is phenomenal. Like, that's how fast he is. Which, if you notice, the whole sand shield thing that Gaara's got kind of doesn't really happen anymore. If you noticed, because like the whole point of like Gaara was like he's untouchable. That's why he just stands there. The sand defends him, but that just seems to just go away.
Not his own.
I think I also like Sasuke's fight as well because he fights one of the ninjas from the Sand Village. Eh?
Doesn't he fight like the doll dude?
That isn't that the second fight?
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah, it's the second fight because in the first fight he fights one of the sound ninjas and he breaks his arms. He literally puts his foot on his back and pulls it by the wrists and like
That's
fucks
right.
up his
Yep.
shoulders.
Dislocates the arms, basically.
Which also, can I also mention, also shows how much of a badass it. The first set of fights. We see Hinata really try her hardest. Which, by the way, Hinata's bae. She's just so adorable. Then you've got the whole fight between Sakura and Ino I couldn't really care for. I understand why it's there. It is a good character development for both of them, but okay.
They're rivals for Sasuke.
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. Like this exists. Eh?
Doesn't Ino get with Shikamaru?
No. Shikamaru ends up with Tamari. Ino ends up with Sai.
Remind me who that is again.
Okay, so Shikamaru ends up with Tamari. Tamari's Gaara's sister. She's the girl with the big ass fan.
Yeah.
And then Sai is the guy who can paint stuff and brings it to life.
Oh, okay. Okay, I remember now.
Which I think it's actually one of their rules because Shikamaru, Ino, and Joji, their clans have always been in a group. Like their parents were a team as well and stuff. I think it's actually like part of their rules. Like they don't make it romantic, because they don't want to break the bonds and stuff. They don't want any like bad blood or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to like the fight scenes and everything, the second fight where, like you said, we got Sasuke fighting Konkoro. That's the first time we see him use Chidori. And that was really fucking cool. And because we didn't even know that's what he was doing. We didn't know that's what he was learning when he first pulls it out. We didn't know. We knew that he trained underneath Kakashi. But because he runs up high, doesn't he? He runs up a wall. And then he does the hand
wall and dives down and stabs through the doll.
Yeah. So, because Kakashi can just do it, where they learned that Sasuke, because he's so young and he's inexperienced, he needed the speed, he needed the distance to build it up. Can I just say the sound effects for Chidori is so fucking satisfying?
Oh, it is, because if I remember correctly, doesn't Chidori like stand for chirping birds or some shit like that?
1,000 birds.
1,000 birds, that's right.
Yep. Which
One of my favorite
is
second fights, though. One of my favorite second fights was Naruto versus Neji.
yeah, I was about to bring that up. Which was absolutely awesome because I actually argued with my brother about this for such a long time because Rock Lee has a move called Primary Lotus, which the move is where he kicks you up into the air several times and then he'll get hold of you and wrap you in bandages so you can't move and then spin and rotate, and as you both fall you'll spin and rotate and he'll let go right at the last second and move, so you drop and hit the floor and it's gonna fucking hurt. Well, Sasuke, using his Sharingan, learns it and he calls it Lion Barrage. And then Naruto just goes, I can do that. And then calls it Naruto Uzumaki Barrage.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just love the fact that everyone's like, oh my god, Sasuke learned this move with Sharingan. That's so clever. And then Naruto's just like, you don't need Sharingan to learn this shit.
I mean, I was like so moved because like that's to the whole thing that Naruto did of like taking Hinata's blood and was just like, I will avenge you type thing. I was like so moved, and I'm just like, oh hey, this is the first ever like time of them showing like mutual respect, or some would say love for each other.
Yep.
Although I still love Naruto's first kiss.
I really like Neji. I think Neji's a really cool character. So when like we see him get his ass kicked by Naruto, as much as like I'm disheartened the fact that Neji gets his butt kicked, I'm kind of like, yeah, this kind of proves how good Naruto is, though.
I mean, I was butthurt because I do love Neji's one of my favorite characters, but I was just like, also, proves you right. He said he was gonna avenge Hinata. He avenged her.
Yep. And then obviously, during the final fights and stuff, this is where we first meet Orochimaru for the first time, because it's a haiku, it's a whole planned invasion type thing for the Leaf Village, and then obviously,
Only met Orochimaru when they were in the forest.
yeah, but what I mean is like properly meet Orochimaru, because yes, we meet Orochimaru, but it's not his body; it's one of his hijacked, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Yeah, because he bites Sasuke, doesn't he?
Yeah, because he bites Sasuke in the forest, but when we're first introduced to Orochimaru, and that whole thing is during the last fights of the tuning exam, which doesn't Naruto go up against Sasuke?
In the tuning exam?
I want to say he was he was supposed to go up against Sasuke in the tuning exams, because that was like the last fight, was Naruto versus Sasuke.
Okay,
If I remember correctly. I could be going completely mental. Well, more mental than I already am.
Okay, so I'm trying to see if I can if it gives me a list of who fights who. Okay, so the first set of fights are Sasuke versus Yorio, which is the Sound Ninja. Shino versus one of the Sound Ninjas. Konkoro, and I don't remember who Konkoro fights. Sakura versus Ino, obviously. Tenten versus Tamari, which, by the way, Tenten is so fucking underrated. And to this day, they haven't done anything interesting with Tenten, and it bugs the crap out of me because I really like her abilities. I think they're really goddamn cool. Of course, we have Shikamaru versus someone. Naruto versus Kiba. Now, that was a fucking funny fight as well. That was so dumb.
It was dumb, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good dumb. Hinata versus Neji, obviously. Gaara versus Rock Lee. And then there's also Choji versus Dosu, which I believe is the leading sound ninja out of that. And then the finals, as in like, the last whole thing with it, Naruto versus Neji, but that's interrupted. Gaara versus Sasuke, Konkuro versus Shino, and then Tamari versus Shikamaru. And technically speaking, it should have been Shino versus Tamari next, but that never actually fully on happens because it's during Naruto's fight that during Naruto's fight that obviously the whole Orochimaru decides to do the whole invasion thing.
Yeah.
Which also we haven't mentioned. We actually lose the third Hokage.
Oh yeah, we do. Same way that we lost Naruto's dad.
Yeah, Reaper Death Seal, which obviously stops Orochimaru having his arms. Which, by the way, I thought was really cool because obviously, he's gonna die. He knows he's gonna die, and he's using the Reaper Death Seal, which killed Genoi. And because he can't finish the jutsu, he cuts like a part of the soul away, which makes his arms useless. That makes no sense, but it's actually kind of cool.
It makes no sense, but it's absolutely metal. It's metal as hell.
Yes. I actually really enjoyed the third Hokage, watching him fight and everything. Before Shippuden explained everything, because Shippuden is literally how everything gets explained. We get told in Naruto that third Hokage is a badass, and we actually do get to see him be a pretty darn fucking cool badass for the most part before he dies.
Fight the first and second Hokage, because doesn't Orochimaru resurrect them kind of?
In Jutenza, yeah, it's the first time we see the resurrection jutsu, which is also forbidden.
Yeah. There's a lot of forbidden jutsus.
Yeah, but there's 90% of the time it's either an explanation of why, or it's very obvious it's why. I think multi-shadow clone jutsu is actually one of the only ones that gets a full-blown explanation, but it's needed because you're only cloning yourself 1,000 times. Some people may think that's okay, but obviously it's the second Hokage that realizes Naruto can do that, and then he's like, oh, you learned that jutsu, and obviously he explains in Shippuden that, with one person using multiple, if someone can master it, you can make thousands upon thousands, you can make your own army with just one person.
Let's actually look that up of why exactly is the multi-shadow clone jutsu forbidden?
Yeah, it's one person can make a whole team of, one person can make a whole army technically.
Yeah, it's not it's literally just splitting your chakra in half though.
Yeah, technically speaking, in Naruto, the only real reason he gets away with it is because he has the 9 tails. That's the only real reason he can use it. In Naruto, anyway, it's not until Shippuden where he learns to use his own, chakra nature, natural chakra and all that stuff that he then can do much shadow clone jutsu, and it doesn't phase him whatsoever. It never tires him out that much.
I still love how he full on just looked at the Nine-Tails Fox inside of him as he was plummeting to his doom, and was just basically you're in my body, you're paying me rent, give me some of your chakra.
Yeah. Well, obviously, with the tuning exams, it's only Shikamaru that actually passes. So after all of that, fighting Orochimaru, the third Hokage dies, they all fight Gaara properly, which is such a good fight, and stuff like that. It's only Shikamaru passes. That's it.
When he does that, whole deal thing with them.
Yeah, because obviously the Sand Village has allegiance to Orochimaru when we first meet them as well. So that's hence why they, why Gaara decides to go into his, which actually is the first time we see someone go into their tail beast form as well, because obviously he goes like full blown Shikaku, doesn't he?
Yeah. I just love how Naruto full on literally was just like, okay, I'll use my head. Bonk.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really tempted to rewatch Naruto. Or Naruto Shippuden. I don't know. Boruto isn't done yet, and Boruto isn't done with dubbing yet. And so I'm like, do I watch Naruto, or at least Naruto Shippuden from the beginning? Do I? I am really tempted. I feel like it'll really help my story writing as well. And like,
Boruto's just weird though. Like whenever I say Boruto, my brain automatically tries to like do autocorrect to burrito because it just sounds similar. Also, Death
you
Battle.
know what? I wouldn't actually put it back past Naruto to call his child a food because he likes ramen so much.
No, I feel like if Naruto like got mad enough at Boruto, he could just like start yelling at him, just Boruto, get over here, and all this other stuff, and then just slips out of Burrito, get your ass over here.
Yeah, innit? And then obviously, not long after the tuning exams, we actually first meet Itachi for the first time,
Yeah.
which I love the fact that. Hang on, I'm curious. I'm just googling what number episode is Itachi's first introduction, because the entire time, um, you know, Sasuke sat there going, "I will kill my brother." You know, he killed my entire clan. I'm ready to, take my revenge, and all this stuff. And he comes into Naruto properly in episode 84. And then he doesn't come back then until episode 107. But the first time we see Itachi, he just floors Sasuke. Sasuke doesn't get a word in edgeways. Like literally, Itachi brutalizes his own brother and just holds him by the neck. And then Sasuke acting like a big old hard man, like, yeah, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna get revenge. Blah blah blah. And Itachi just like it's literally just a puff of air to him, and it's just done. And it just shows how strong Itachi is. And yeah, it's just such like a holy shit moment.
Yeah. Itachi's literally just like, oh, blah blah blah.
And also, you also meet Kizume, and I love Kizume. He's one of my favorite characters. He's such a cool dude.
He is.
I just love the seven swords, the seven swords, the seven swordsmen. I just love them as well. Which is why I like Zabuza so much, because his sword heals via blood, and it's just like, that is so gruesome, but so cool at the same time.
It is. I love the sword Kizume has, I believe it is. The shark sword that like eats your chakra as it cuts you. I love that.
Yeah, it eats. That's why it's wrapped up in bandages and it sits on his back, because the sword started to kill Kizume. That's why it's wrapped in bandages most of the time. I think it's actually called Chart Skin. I think that's actually his name. But yeah, that's a really cool sword too. I don't like the look of it as much, or maybe it's the animation. Maybe when it's like actually out and it has teeth and stuff, that looks a bit weird, which you don't really see in Naruto. That's a bit odd looking, but the actual sword itself, that is like really fucking cool.
Okay, so I have the name of his sword.
Go on.
So, name of the sword, I'm gonna butcher this for the Japanese name, but it's like Samehada or something, which literally translates to shark skin in English.
Sahara, yeah. Chart Skin, I thought so, yeah, Sahara, yeah. I thought it was. It's one of, I think in Naruto we see three of them. There's Zabuza's, there's Kizume's, and then in one of the arcs where Naruto has to team up with one of his other fellow teams, because his team's now disbanded, they meet a guy with the lightning fangs or thunder fangs or something. They're dual blades, and literally they're lightning weapons. But they're one of the seven swordsman weapons as well, which I don't think they get noted as. I don't believe when we meet that character, I don't believe it gets said that that is one of the seven swordsman weapons. I don't think so, anyway. But this is why I said to me there is no filler. There's a few episodes here maybe you can skip, but later on, when you get past the tuning exams, that's when all the filler episodes become something. Like, there is a good couple episodes you could skip. Like, okay, granted, this is a filler episode, but I just love this scene. There's a filler episode where Naruto gets a little creature stuck to his back. He clings onto him. It's like a little monkey lemur-looking creature, and it's hung onto Naruto's clothes, and it won't let go. And the entire episode, Naruto just can't get rid of the fucking thing. And Sakura's like literally right in front of it. They're literally face to face having this conversation, and the little creature just lets go of one of its, one part of Naruto's clothes and reaches out and reaches past Naruto. And it's chest level. And I'm just going to put it politely, the creature plays hunka hunka with Sakura. And Sakura thinks it was Naruto who did it, so she fucking lamps him one and sends him flying, which is absolutely so stupid but really funny. That episode you could skip, because that's like nothing.
Yeah. Alright, I have the names of the 7 swords of the mist. 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. I have the names of the swords pulled up right now.
Cool.
And basically, I'm not going to be reading like all of the Japanese names because I'm going to butcher like all of them. It goes, twin sword, which is the not double-bladed, but double-handled sword.
Yep.
And then there's the helm splitter, which is a sword consisting of a single-sided axe and a hammer joined by a laser chain. It's also called the blunt sword. Then there's Kiba, or the fangs, which that's what you're talking about with the lightning.
Yep.
They're also called thunder swords. And there's the carving knife, which is basically just a giant-ass butter knife. There's sewing needle, which is a sword in the shape of a needle.
That is one of my favorites. That is so sick.
Then there's shark skin, which we were just talking about. It's also called great sword. And then the last one is shibaki, which literally translates to splash. A sword that has a scroll full of explosive tags.
Yes, that's also very cool.
What the hell, Grayson? I don't want to do this.
Come on, Roy. Don't be a jerk.
Ugh, fine. My name is Roy Harper, or you might know me as Arsenal. If you're interested in an original story set in the DC and Marvel universes, you need to go to Tiger Tales and listen to War Against Gotham.
And his other channels?
Shut up, Grayson. I'm getting to it. You may also want to go check out his other channels. There, you happy dick.
You could have at least done it with a little bit more enthusiasm.
No, I did it. Now I'm going home.
But yeah, honestly, Naruto just has like so much lore behind it, so much like diversity, so many fucking different characters can do different things. Like, to this day, one of my favorite abilities is the puppeteering jutsu, Konkuro's ability with the puppets. That is just so goddamn sick.
So there's like so much shit that I wish I would be able to do in real life that's in Naruto.
Yeah. So once we get to the retrieving Sasuke arc, that's where we meet the Sound Ninja 4, which obviously were devastatingly powerful. I'm really glad that we get to see all of them work together. Then they kind of split off, and then majority of the Sasuke retrieving arc. And I really like the way that this goes, because you have 5 ninjas, which are, let's see if I remember this: Naruto, Shikamaru, Joji, Neji, Rock Lee. And those 5 go after Sasuke, who's in a weird little box thing, isn't he? He's been put in like a little carrier, which is sealed as well, so he doesn't escape. And then the Sound Ninja 4 run off, and then as they chase after, one of the Sound Ninja 4 stay behind, and so one of team the team of ninjas stay behind. So then the other 4, and it keeps going on until Naruto's the last one running, and as it goes on, it then just leads up to just Naruto facing Sasuke. So for a whole chunk of time, you get to see some of the so cool fucking bad guys. One of them eats chakra, and also because they all have bite marks, and they all have curse marks from Orochimaru. One of them like has a big monster form that like absorbs chakra. One of them has summoning jutsu that uses genjutsu via music. One of them's like twins or something, aren't they? That can split. And then, oh fuck, who's the 4th one?
I know he fights one of the Sound Ninja people because that's the one that he like. Hold on, actually, I have the Sound Ninja 5 right here. Or the Sound Ninjas.
Oh, it's the spider guy, of course. This guy who realizes how to kill a fucking Hyuga clan member. He learns the 1 point, because Byakugan can see anywhere, but they have one blind spot, and it's the exact 365th point of your vision, so they're blind right behind their head, and he learns that. Yeah, he's a spider guy. I kind of liked him too. He's very like if Spider-Man was realistic. Because he like just he literally like spits it out of his mouth and forms into solid arrows and stuff. It's very cool. And then obviously the 5th member, which they're called the Sound 4, but there's technically 5 members. But then obviously the 5th member being the guy who had the bones, Kimaru.
Yeah.
He was cool. He was such a dope character. He looked like a dinosaur thing when his curse mark was triggered. That was mental.
Yeah, I have it like fully pulled up right here from what it says. And because it'll tell me like if they're alive, active, whatnot. It goes freaking I cannot tell you what his name is, but his cursed seal thing is silence. So it goes active, west, silence, and his musical instrument is French horn. Then it goes Kimimaru, deceased, former leader, cursed seal of earth, and his musical instrument is a bone flute. And then it goes to like Zico, or however the heck you say that name. Zeko. Inactive, former leader, cursed seal sages, and musical instrument is an ocarina.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
And then I have the other ones because it's Kuron, or I seriously have no idea how to say like half these names. I'm butchering like all of them. And it goes unknown for the status. Position, former leader. They're all former leaders, basically. Sage transformations is his cursed seal. I believe that's the one that's like the twins.
Yeah.
And then his musical instrument is the bongo. And
you don't
then
really see them use their musical instruments that much.
No. Well, you kind of see
the girl.
Kimimaru. You kind of see Kimimaru use his a little bit. Because he literally takes it out of his body. And then it goes to Vex, active, former leader, cursed seal, blood, and Banshuri is his musical instrument. And I don't know how to say that first name, but it's Nakoto is his like last name. Inactive, former leader, cursed seal, divinity, musical instrument, Koto.
Fair. See, I love Kimaru. He obviously has he has a very rare Geki Kenkai, where the whole bone manipulation thing.
166 meters tall. Centimeters tall.
Which is mad because he actually met Haku and Zabuza as well. Obviously, he then gets introduced to Orochimaru. And also he's one of Orochimaru's future hosts.
Uh,
But yeah, I just like the whole arc. We also get to see all of the five ninjas. Either get an upgrade on some kind, because it's the first time Joe uses the butterfly attack. Which obviously is very body straining. It's actually killed members of Joji's family. It's kind of like a last resort type thing. We finally see Wolf Fang over Fang, which is where Kiba and Akamaru become the two-headed dog thing. And then we also have Rock Lee's drunk fight style, which is awesome.
Because drunk fighting, that is awesome.
And then obviously they get their ass saved by the Sand Ninja Trio, which obviously were the bad guys previously. So the fact that they just jump in and save the team is just like, oh my god, they're allies now. Which I was really glad about, because I really liked Conqueror and Gaara. Tamari's cool, but I prefer I just loved Gaara and Conqueror, and I was like, I really hope they don't just fade away. And then Gaara ended up being such a big part of shipping in as well. I was like, yes. The characters are really cool. And then obviously we have one of the coolest fight scenes of all time, which is Sasuke and Naruto, which is the first time Sasuke uses his curse mark properly. That's the first time we see his proper curse mark form. And then we also see Vermilion Rasengan, which he never uses again. Which it isn't actually called Vermilion Rasengan, it's just what it was dubbed, because obviously it's a different color. But that's the first time Naruto uses his cloak in a way where he's got not control of it, but he's got some form of control of what he's doing, at least. But yeah, that fight scene.
I forgot about Vermilion Rasengan.
Have you seen the movies tied to Naruto?
Yes and no.
Which one? Not Naruto Shippuden, just Naruto, because there's only 3 of them. I'm sure there are.
I have, but at the same time I haven't, because I just I'll start watching them, and then my stupid ADHD brain is just like, oh hey, yeah, let's go do something else, and I forget all about what I was doing originally.
Yeah, that's fair. So I'm just trying to see if I remember, because in Naruto, I think Naruto at least, I think all of them, he gets some form of new Rasengan that only gets used. Naruto the movie 3, Guardians of the Crescent Moon Kingdom, he gets a Crescent Moon Rasengan, which is really fucking cool.
I'm looking at 7 different Rasengans that Naruto has, and this is from Naruto Shippuden probably or so. But there's the basic Rasengan, then it goes Dark's Rasengan, Vermilion Rasengan, Blazing Meteor Rasengan, Demon Rasengan, Sumaki Rasengan, and then Biju Dama Rasengan. God, I butchered those names.
Okay, let's have a look. There you go. Looking at the 3 things you need to learn Rasengan: rotation, power, and containment. Hence why I use a water balloon.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. He's got Rasengan, which obviously he then improves to. There's big Rasengan, Ultra Rasengan. He then learns how to make 2 of them. There's Rasengan Barrage. There's quite a few different things he's used. Technically speaking, Chidori's actually technically classed as a Rasengan variant, because Chidori was made when Kakashi failed to add a Chakra Nature to Rasengan. Then there's Rasen Shuriken, obviously, which was so fucking cool. Vermilion Rasengan, also known It could also be called Demon Fox Rasengan technically, because it's what happens when
He's in the first
Red
tail.
Rasengan. Yeah, he's got the first tail cloak, which means he's wrapped in this red chakra energy, and he's got an energy tail. And it's because the reason why it's purple is because red and blue make purple, and Rasengan's blue. So obviously the combination is what happens when it combines, which is really cool. And obviously at that point as well, Sasuke's Chidori is black and white because of he's using his curse mark mode. And so like you just have this clash of the two, and it's just like absolutely awesome. And obviously Naruto wakes up, and Sasuke still stood, so well, he stands back up, should I say. So technically Naruto lost that fight, technically.
They lose so many different fights, as well as they don't. It's like so weird. Because they fight so many different times at that one place.
All of Naruto arcs in order. It's going to give me Shippuden as well, but I'm just going to obviously ignore that bit. I'm trying to look at Naruto. Okay, she's got the Land of Waves, which is obviously episodes 1 to 19, which is Zabuza. Tuning Exams, which is episodes 20 to 60. Fucking hell. The Tuning Exams is episodes 20 to 67.
Yeah.
It's like almost 50 episodes.
Tuning exams take a while to do, but look at what I sent you, by the way. What I sent you looks very fucking cool.
Yeah, that's Rasengan Barrage, or Giant Rasengan Barrage. That's where. Yeah,
because normal Rasengan Barrage, he just has like a few, like 4 of them, and throws them at a person.
So then we have Konoha Crush, which is episode 68 to episode 80, which is where Orochimaru attempts to destroy the Hidden Leaf. Search for Tsunade is 19 episodes, 81 to 100, and obviously this is where Jiraiya goes to look for Tsunade to ask her to be the next Hokage, but Orochimaru is also looking for her to heal her arms, and this also ends with Itachi and Kizume invading the Leaf Village, and they do come face to face with Sasuke and Naruto.
Isn't that also the arc where Naruto like shows that he knows the Rasengan, and he like does it to what's his face?
The Tsunade arc, at the end, they run into I know who you're talking about. Hang on. It begins with K.
He's a sound.
No, he's not actually sound. He just wore that headband because he wanted to blend in. Bollocks. Orochimaru a second. Because it's the Kabuto. There you go. So yeah, it's Kabuto. He's the guy who literally runs the fourth ninja war, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him. Which I'm so glad they did something with. But yeah, that's when he first shows off the Hikinja Rasengan. He hits Kabuto in the stomach with it. And that's when he learns that he has to be careful on how he handles it because it hurts his hand. And that's where we also see how strong Tsunade is. And then the next arc is called the Land of Tea Escort Mission, which is only 4 episodes long. Which is Team 7 Team 7 decides to help a former Genin and a missing ninja from Hidden Leaf. Can they help aid a guy who once supposedly decided to abandon his comrades? Then we've got the Sasuke recovery mission, which is also quite long, actually. Episode 107 all the way to episode 135. So that's quite long as well.
Damn it. Now I gotta restart the entire thing of Naruto.
Then you've got the Land of Rice Fields investigation mission, which is also filler, air quote filler. Episodes 136 to episodes 141. And this is where Team 7 has more time to go on different missions as Naruto helps aiding different teams and people whilst investigating Orochimaru's next move. Naruto, Sakura, and Jiraiya come in contact with the Fuma clan. And then like apparently they're connected to like Orochimaru and stuff. Then we have the Mizuki tracking mission, which apparently it's filler, but I don't understand why, because Mizuki's the bad guy from episode 1. It's the guy who convinces Naruto to look into the scroll. But you also learn about him, and he gets his weird tiger-looking form thing. And then there's the Bikochu search mission. Team 8 needs to look for a specific bug. Then okay, there you go. Kurizaki family removal mission, filler episodes 152 to 157. Naruto teams up with Team Guy to face off one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist, Raiga Kurosaki, and the criminal gang known as the Kurosaki family. That's the guy with the 2 blades. So he must be mentioned as the 7 swordsmen then. I didn't think it did get mentioned he's called like an actual...
That arc where Naruto also gets the jumpsuit that's like Rock Lee's.
I want to say
I know he gets a jumpsuit that's like almost identical to Rock Lee's.
Yeah. Then again, air quote filler, which is only 2 episodes long. Capture mission, Naruto teams up with Hinata and Kiba to help a former bladesmither. Then there's like more air quote filler episodes. One of Orochimaru's former pupils takes Naruto, Ino, and Shino to find information of the land of the sea. Then you've got like little different, again, couple episodes where like they're doing different missions and stuff. Stuff like Mike Guy. And then you've also got...
I know when he gets the Rock Lee jumpsuit now.
Yeah, which one?
It's at least from what I've found, it's the medicine of youth episode.
Right, yeah. And then so here then we've also got things like Sakura, Rock Lee, and Naruto have to help a guard as they transform a group of missing ninja to prison. And then the last arc, which technically speaking, kind of ties into the very first arc for Naruto Shippuden, but it's it's classed as filler. How is it filler? It's the last set of episodes. Anyway, the Konoha 11 are sent on a mission to aid the Hidden Stand in rescuing an academy student from a group of ninja called the 4 Celestial Symbols Men. I actually thought that was a really cool way to end the season, like the series. Gaara's involved in that as well, which I thought that how poetic it is that Naruto ends with Gaara and then Shippuden starts with Gaara.
What did you call them? The 4 Celestial what?
Apparently, in the last arc, they have to go fight a group called the 4 Celestial Symbols Men. 4 have like a spell. Celestials Symbols Men. Let's see what, because I think I remember. Ooh, they look very weird. One of them's got like very funky hair. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, each member is specialized in wielding a particular ninja weapon, which responds to their chakra to activate special abilities. They can also inject their chakra into water.
They're all men but one.
Let's see. It's literally, I thought so. Their plot is literally the beginning of Naruto Shippuden. In order to revive a person, the four celestial symbols men try to kidnap Gaara to steal the power of Shikaku, the one-tailed beast. To accomplish this, they kidnap Gaara's student. So very, very similar to the first arc of Naruto Shippuden.
Siblings. Gaara and siblings were picked off one by one. Does it mean siblings? Oh, the three Sand siblings.
Yeah,
That's what
Kankuro, Tamari, and
That's what Gaara's whole like group is called, is the three Sand siblings.
yes. So according to this, one member is called Kujaku. She's the only woman. She's got two special swords. She could freely control and transform the wind using them, so she's Tamari, basically. But she can make powerful like air slash. Basically, she's Fujin from Mortal Kombat. That's the quickest way to explain her. The leader is called Hoki or Takumi. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his fucking. He
Takumi?
he has a bladed weapon, being able to easily fend off both Naruto and Gaara with it. He has an unnamed long black sword, is able to emit and freely manipulate vast amount of fire, capable of incinerating whatever was in his path. So I think they follow the four elements. I'm assuming so. I'm just gonna go check on another one. Guarantee now this one will be like water or ice or something.
One of them
Okay,
has like, the
no,
ability to enter into the form of a dragon.
I was about to say not what I was expecting. I was literally looking up the same character. Ryugen can use the sword. Basically, it's Bleach.
Basically,
You may as well just go Bonkai. You know.
it's giant mace with speed and power. He has because he was in possession of the infinite armor, which granted him the ability to absorb the chakra of anyone who tried to attack him with both ninjutsu and taijutsu.
Are you looking at
The last guy, yeah.
Yeah. So
Zuko.
this says immense strength, infinite armor, which grants the ability to absorb the chakra of anyone who tried to attack him, both ninjutsu and taijutsu, as well as giving him a natural defense. Rock Lee and Gaara simultaneously for a short amount of time he could fend off. That's actually pretty dope. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie. He was also skilled in Bujikitsu, wielding a flail which would double as a mace. Okay, that's kind of cool. I actually really enjoyed that arc. I thought it was really cool.
I actually did too. It's like I remember getting to this arc, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta watch Naruto Shippuden now. I was just like, okay, I got like all this other stuff I gotta watch too, so I'm gonna start Naruto Shippuden. I'm gonna start these other stuff, and then I just like forgot I ever started watching Naruto Shippuden.
Well, Naruto Shippuden is like longer. Then because Naruto Shippuden goes on for like, Jesus, like 400 and something episodes. Oh no, they go 500 episodes exactly, so it's over double the amount of Naruto. Naruto is only 220, and so this is 500. And then Boruto is so far up to like, what, almost 300 episodes already. So altogether, Naruto alone is over 1,000 episodes. See, and people think that I won't watch One Piece because of the length.
I was about to say, there's about 9 in. So I looked up like how long is each Naruto season. And it says the series has a total of 9 seasons, which each season having an average of like 26 episodes. So
Yeah, I just checked. I just checked. Yeah,
there's
Naruto's 220. Shippuden is 500 and Boruto is still going, but it's all so close to being 300 episodes. So far, just in Naruto Shippuden, there's 720 episodes, and then Boruto pushes it to over 1,000.
I was about to say, yeah. So the original series has a total of 220 episodes that would take you about 84 hours to finish. 4 or so days. Naruto Shippuden is even longer than that, with a total of 500 episodes, which would take you about 194 hours to finish. So that is... If I can do the quick math in my head. 278 hours.
Damn. Fair play.
I might be wrong.
So, we spoke about, like, arcs and stuff. I'm curious. I'll give you, like a top 5. Who would you say, like, just Naruto now, not Naruto Shippuden, just Naruto alone. What's, like, your top 5 characters? And I'll do one even better. You don't have to include Naruto in this. Naruto's, like, top, and then you have 5 more. Naruto doesn't have to be in the list, because obviously that's a given. So Naruto, and then you get 5. So 6, then, technically.
Well, for one, my math was correct on how long it would take to watch all of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden.
Well done.
And my top 5 characters, not counting Naruto, well, I've already told you 2 of them are Sasuke and Kakashi, because I love them. Then, honestly, Minato. Minato is one of my favorites, as well as...
Did Minato ever get mentioned in Naruto? I don't think he did, did he?
He does. He gets mentioned quite a bit.
No, but, like, we don't know anything about him, really.
You don't really know anything about him other than he was a badass Hokage who died saving the village from the Nine-Tailed Fox. But if you're counting, like, if they're mentioned and stuff, like, really mentioned and stuff, it would go, of course, one is Kakashi, and then Sasuke.
Minato doesn't actually get mentioned fully by name or appear until halfway through Naruto Shippuden. So he's only mentioned as the 4th Hokage in Naruto.
Yeah. If we're going off of that, then here's my full-on ranked list of 1 to 6. Kakashi, Sasuke, Naruto, but Naruto's already a given as he's there because it's his show. Then it would go... Who did I have in 4th place? God, who did I have in 4th place? Hold on.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one who struggles with this. Just
Hinata.
Hinata's Bay. I don't care what anyone says.
Mm-hmm. Hinata was in 4th place. Then it would go Shikamaru, because what a drag. I stand by that. I live by that.
Yes, I know. You have 3 podcasts, you don't do anything with them. It may as well be tattooed on your forehead.
And then, last, but certainly not least, I would have to give it to Kirby Sage.
Jiraiya!
I love Kirby Sage. I was so hurt when he died. Does he die in Naruto, or does he die in Naruto Shippuden?
No, it's Shippuden, and it's such a gut punch, you don't even see it coming.
Dude, like, no, I had, like, just started Naruto. Not Naruto. I just restarted Naruto recently, and, like, of course, your phones are spying on you, so my TikTok was sending me Naruto stuff, which it's probably going to send me some Naruto stuff after this.
Yes,
before you get.
I'm waiting. Guarantee you now, because it's not too late. Guarantee now, I'll sit on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Instagram or something, and I'll get something to Naruto, guaranteed.
If I do, I'm just gonna text you, just like, God damn it, Ty, you jinxed my phone.
Hey, it could be either Naruto or something like about your president or something. So what would you rather?
Dude, I've had way too many things about the presidents. It's just like, because I've seen one thing that's just like, we need a hero. That whole song, like, I toss and turn him, I sleep, dreaming about what we need. We need a
Yeah.
hero. And it's been a picture of Biden,
God.
Trump,
God.
and then All Might.
Fair enough.
Like, I'm up for All Might.
Oh God, I'm gonna pick 5 characters now. Lucky Naruto's on the list. Okay, Sasuke is like such a cool character. There's actually a podcast out there. I don't listen to the podcast, but I follow one of the guys. He's called Nick, and he despises Sasuke, and I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Dude, I've met so many people in my school alone that despise Sasuke, and I'm just here like, dude, why?
Can I just say, the voice actor for Sasuke is actually one of my like top people that I want on the podcast. You're alone for, because he's also Ben 10. He's also Spider-Man. He's also been so many other characters. So
He's one of the top 5 I want on my podcast, but my main 3 or 4 technically: Jared Padalecki, Jensen Ackles, Misha Collin, and Bryce Pembroke.
fair. Okay, so Sasuke,
I'd say back in Nom.
gonna have to say Gaara because I just love Gaara so much. Like his redemption is just so good. The fact that like he goes from losing his parents to like having nobody, and then he learns who Naruto is, and Naruto learns who God, and there's just like this automatic mutual respect after. I just love it. It's great. Not to sound like a copycat, but Jiraiya, because he is just like such a cool character, and he's called Pervy Sage for a reason.
I mean, it's a shonen anime. There just has to be a perv.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but like he's just so like OP. Like we first see Amaterasu, which in this is pure black flame, which burns for days, and it's one of the abilities attached to Mangekyo Sharingan. It also makes your eyes bleed. But he's able to defend himself and Naruto by using a toad sage ability, and it's just like, how the fuck are you strong enough to obviously he's one of the 3 sages, but like he's that strong he can go against fire that burns for days.
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy shit. He's also a very humble man, isn't he? Like he learned Rasengan because he wanted to you know he wanted to help Minato with it, and Minato wanted to make it a jutsu, like a proper thing, and so Jiraiya was like, hey, I can learn it too. Sort of thing. Do I put
He's also he like, I don't know if it's like said in the anime itself, but I believe it's actually said in the mangas that he recognizes Naruto as Minato's kid.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, it's I think it's a conversation with Tsunade.
He was with them when Naruto was born. I think he was there when Naruto was born.
He wasn't directly there when Naruto was born, because when Naruto was born, it was during the attack on the Leaf Village, when Madara uses Kurama.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
he was there throughout her entire pregnancy. He made sure Minato came home safe and all sorts of stuff, because Jiraiya is Minato's sensei.
I was gonna say, it's also the fact that Jiraiya is Minato's sensei and Naruto is almost an exact carbon copy of Minato, with sprinkles in of his mom. I forgot her name.
I swear to God, there's a conversation between Tsunade and Jiraiya, and Tsunade actually says to Jiraiya, "Really? You're hanging out with that kid? You know who he is, right?" Sort of like, you know who he is, and I swear they don't mention Minato by name, but I swear Jiraiya's like, "Yeah, well, you know me. I'm gonna, be drawn to him because obviously he had a connection with Jiraiya." So
Kushina, not Uzumaki. Which that's actually something I actually find like cool. Is because Minato's last name is not Uzumaki.
no,
It's Namikaze.
yep.
Minato Namikaze. Which typically you'd think that you'd typically think that Naruto would be taking the name of their dad.
I actually think it's mentioned by the third Hokage that he'll take his mum's name because he didn't want Naruto to ever learn that his dad was the fourth Hokage. Because obviously there'd be like, scrolls that he could go read and, mission reports that Naruto could possibly find and stuff like this. Because his mum is also one of the Jinchurikis for the Nine Tails.
He was the Jinchuriki before Naruto was.
Yeah. Which also we also meet another Uzumaki in Shippuden. It's the redhead girl that joined Sasuke's team. I actually have, talking about Jiraiya, I was just looking for it now. I actually have a little chibi Jiraiya figure that sits by my monitor because I found them, and they also sell Naruto, Sasuke, and one of the main bad guys in Naruto Shippuden, like one of the final fights. And I was like, I have to get Jiraiya, so I've got Pervy Sage just constantly watching me now. And he's also he's in his Jiraiya pose, the way he puts his hands out and he's like, Jiraiya! I've got that. That's the pose he's in. It's great.
Are you talking about Karin, the Uzumaki that you're talking about?
That's it, yeah, that's it, yeah, Karin, that's it, yeah. She's, because apparently I don't know if it's all Uzumaki members, but all female Uzumaki members have some form of shaded red hair.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, because there's Kushina, Karin, Nagato, and then Mito Uzumaki, and all four of those guys have red hair.
Oh, yeah, Pain's one of them, of course.
But yeah, no, for that whole like figure thing, on one of my dressers, because I don't have room on my desk, I have a Naruto in 6-path Kurama Chakra Sage mode. Right next to a Kurama planter. Right next to a plushy keychain of Naruto in Kurama Chakra Sage mode. 6-path Kurama Chakra Sage mode, I believe.
Cool.
No, it's just a normal Naruto Sage mode.
So yeah, I'll go with Sasuke, Gaara, Jiraiya, Kakashi. I don't know. I don't know who my fifth one's gonna be. It's so hard to pick.
It was. I had to think so hard about who I was gonna pick, and then I was just like, yeah, fucking Hinata.
Do you know, just so our lists aren't exactly the same, practically, I'll go with Zabuza. Because, like, Shikamaru could be thrown up there.
I was about to say Zabuza.
Okay, so if you could learn, one character's specific moveset, you can take all the powers of one person. Who would you pick?
Oh, that is so hard. There's so many people that I would love to have the moveset of. Because, like, of course, whenever you get asked that question, there's the top two that people would normally pick of Sasuke and Naruto, which I'm not much better. I would almost automatically say either Naruto or Sasuke, but at the same time, I think I might want, like, I think I'd go outside of the box and pick, like, Rock Lee, honestly. So those are, like, my top three that I would take.
I think mine would be Kakashi, because I'd have, like, 1,000 jutsus under my belt.
Yeah. I mean, he's also another one of the ones that are like almost like go-to choice. You know?
The really funny thing is, as well, that I find amusing is he's known as the copy ninja. You know, the Tales of Kakashi goes that he's got like 1,000 jutsus on his belt and all this jazz. You don't see much of them. He quite often uses the same ones.
Mhm.
Which
Either
I
use
really
the
like
same
his
one-
summon. I
I
like
love his
his
summon.
summon. The dogs. I think they're great.
I love his summon. You know, if I couldn't take Rock Lee, there's one other person I would take.
If you say
I would
Sheena, I'm
take
gonna slap you.
Jiraiya. Sorry,
Yeah,
Sage.
Dryers would be cool.
But yeah,
You do
I would
martial
love to
arts.
have Naruto's power just for like one Kurama, because Kurama seems like he would be such a chill dude to hang out with. Also
See,
being an ass.
you do martial arts, so having Jiraiya's sand shield ability would just like come so in handy. You just stand there like, right, the first person on the floor, is the loser. Some dude just runs up, you just stand there.
You're talking about Gaara,
Yeah.
not Jiraiya. Kirby Sage.
Oh, I thought you said Gara.
No, I said Kirby Sage.
I mean, saying that, if you wanted to go with Jiraiya, you'd have to hang out with a bunch of toads. So if you're cool with hanging out with toads, then you're a good.
Nah, I don't care. It's
I
also
love.
the fact of
Go on.
it's the fact of like anyone you pick. Like I do martial arts. You've said this already, but any one of those people you pick, you're almost automatically going to have an extensive knowledge of a certain type of martial arts.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone, literally, it's one of the very first things you learn to do in, the academy. So yeah, that's very true.
So I believe every like different village has a different style of martial arts.
Yes and no. Some of the they kind of, it's implied that they do, but there's not really shown that much because obviously by the end, when we get halfway through Shippuden, it's now gotten to Dragon Ball's sort of style where it's, hey, I've got a really big power. Yeah, well, my power is bigger than yours, bitch.
Forgot. I looked up like what style of martial arts every different bending technique was because I was bored and I wanted to know because I knew they were like bending, they were like actual martial art techniques.
Yeah.
So now I'm going here to look up like what every hidden village is to see like what their martial arts style is, and it just popped up of every what style of martial arts is earthbending was the first thing that popped up.
Boom. Alright then, dude. Well, this has been, an absolute blast to talk about Naruto. I'm really glad that I've managed to find someone who's willing to talk about like just the first, series and just like geek out with me for an hour because, a lot of people always pick like One Piece or Dragon Ball as like their favorites, and it's like Naruto kind of gets shunned, and it's just like Naruto is so fucking cool. You need to watch Shippuden.
So let's see. I need to watch Shippuden. I know that.
I also really recommend the movies. They're not exactly canon, but they are really cool stories. There are some really cool ideas. Like there's actually a Zero Tails. It's not canon, but there is actually a Zero Tails tail
I
beast.
was not saying they're all the way from like 0 tails to 10 tails, technically.
Well, in canon, there's 1 up to 10. Well, technically speaking, no, there's just 10, but 10 gets split and pulled apart into 9 different beasts with a different number of tails, so there's now 9. So technically speaking, there's only 9. But yeah, if you include the 10 tails as canon, there's only 10. But in one of the movies, they bring in a zero-tailed beast. So like he's not canon at all. The movies aren't canon whatsoever. Because they are put in different time frames because the one with the zero-tailed beast, Sasuke isn't around. He's still fucked off with Orochimaru at this point. But he does turn up, and Naruto's like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, blah, blah, blah. So, like, they are canonly put in place, but they're not canon to the storyline, which is a shame, because, like I said, in one of the Naruto films, he gets, like, a Crescent Moon Rasengan, which is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And it literally, he holds up his wrestling gun to the moon, and it becomes like it changes. It's just like really awesome. One of my, I think one of my favorite films is a Shippuden one, and it's called Blood Prison. Naruto gets framed for something, and he gets put in a prison where your chakra gets blocked, so you can't, you can't access Karama, you can't do anything like this. And like there's like the whole storyline is to do with one of the general, the warden, and I think one of the prison inmates, I believe. But I actually have all the Naruto Shippuden movies on Blu-ray because I had to add that to my collection.
Okay. So I looked up all the tailed beasts, like literally all the tailed beasts, and it automatically popped up with Naruto. Other than one, because it goes Shukaku, well, 1 tails, 2 tails, 3 tails, Son Goku, 4 tails,
Yeah.
5 tails, 6 tails, 7 tails. Well, actually, no.
Well,
Son Goku either.
Oh, okay. I know Dragon Ball. He's called Son Goku, but Son Goku was actually, he's part of Japanese mythology.
Son Goku was it's based off of Sun Wukong.
Yeah. So
Not Japanese mythology, it's Buddhist Buddhism mythology.
have
Journey
you
to the
played?
West.
Have you played Naruto games?
Actually, yeah. God, I forgot the name of it, but it's the one. It's like the one that's on PS4, where you can like make your own ninja.
Yeah, right. That's good and all, but now you need to play the Ninja Storm games because it plays throughout the series. Like they take scene and they make them into proper fights, but like in number 4, which is pretty much the 4th Ninja War arc, but every character is playable. They bring in the Sound Ninja 4, the Akatsuki, all of Konoha's main ninjas, stuff like this, but they include all of the main Jinchurikis. The Jinchurikis that the Akatsuki kill anyway. And you also have like super abilities that you can use, and you learn what a lot of the Tail Beasts can do, including Son Goku. He's actually really cool in the game. Actually says here, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 and 4 that he's in.
I just looked up Naruto PS4 games. Immediately popped up with Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4.
Yep. It's absolutely I'm looking forward to playing it on my on my gaming channel. He's also got Lava Release, which is a Geki Genkai. And yeah, he's just obviously he's a monkey looking thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually thought it was really cool how they turned the idea of Son Goku into a tail, because all of the Sharingan abilities are named after Japanese gods and deities.
Yeah. I mean, Orochimaru is a Japanese god, if I remember correctly.
Jiraiya's something as well, actually.
Sorry, we're just going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I was meant to end the podcast, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just curious. I'm sure. Yeah, I thought so. Jiraiya is named after a folk tale, a Japanese folk tale. Hence why Jiraiya is obsessed with story writing in Naruto. But yeah, so Amaterasu, Susanoo, Amaterasu, Susanoo, Izanagi, and I can never remember the 4th one. But yeah, they're all like linked together. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I was saying, thank you very much for coming on and nattering about Naruto with me. It was really cool to have someone who's willing to chat about my favorite anime. I'm glad there's people out there who are willing to say it's one of the best, because it is.
It is.
So of course we've done this before, but I'll allow you to promote whatever you want to promote for a second if you want to.
Well, there are.
Doesn't upload
that I can promote technically, because I have 2 different TikTok accounts. One is Cosplayson637. The other one is Universe 919. It's going to be an account all for that podcast, the one that I'm mainly working on, which new episode up as of yesterday, I believe it was.
Yes, I recorded with your dad yesterday, and this episode's already out by the time this episode comes out. And halfway through us talking, he actually goes, "Oh, Xander dropped an episode today." I went, "Oh my fucking Christ!"
But Universe 919, new episode out as of yesterday. I'm going to be working on episode 4, which we're going to have a little special guest. I'm looking at you, Ty.
Me?
And then I have 2 other podcasts of Myth Talk and Neek Talk. I'm working on research for Neek Talk right now. And I need to start doing some research for Myth Talk.
Yeah, you need me on Neat Talk at some point for something.
We're basically going to do something just like this, so just interviews.
Yeah, you said you wanted to interview me about, Tiger Tales and stuff, didn't you?
Interview you about everything that you're doing.
Well, we can easily talk about that at some point. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're listening to this on Spotify, of course, give us a follow. If you're listening to us on YouTube, obviously subscribe. And in the comment section, let us know if you're a big fan of Naruto and Naruto shipping and all that lot. Give us your favorite characters, your favorite jutsus, your favorite arcs, and also let us know where it ranks in your favorite animes. Yeah, of course, make sure that you have a good rest of your day. I love you all, roar of passion, and I shall see everybody in the next one.
Bye!
This podcast is a production of the Three Ranger Bros Studios, in association with Zio to Hero, the podcast.